The time has come for us to win an expert level challenge in Monster Train. We got the runway today. It's gonna happen. Which ones have we not done? I mean all of them, but extra pain train. Minor bosses have stealth. You start with dead weights and enemies have spikes. Yeah, there's nothing good about this one. No thank you. All your units count as subtypes. And you'll double your drafts, but the enemy units have haste. So they always skip a floor. Every time you draft a card, get a second copy. Prove that you can win once with no combat previews. I actually think that that's probably like my best chance, which is a little sad. But anyway, let's do it. Subtypes, double drafts. Why am I playing Stygian Awoken? It's not that I don't want to play Stygian Awoken, it's just that I didn't really think about like what we would be choosing here. So, I mean, what I would think right now, honestly, is that we would want to do, if units are going to have subtypes like Imp or Morsel or whatever, or Demon, for example, I think we would want to be like, maybe default Umbra, so we can get maybe some Morsel synergy. I don't know. Is Morsel a subtype? Maybe Morsel's not even a subtype. But anyway, we're pretty good with the Umbra. And then I would say, like, what about the Queen's Impling style of Hellhorned? How does this look on this side? I forget what benefits she gets. It's like every time you summon an Imp, she gets stronger. Or every time you summon anything, she gets stronger. At the end of your turn, kill all Imps. And do damage. I kind of like it this way. I think I'm okay with this. We'll see. I make no promises. We start with an Imp, so that's pretty good. And in fact, we start with like 7 Imps. What do you got for me here? Gorge abilities trigger an additional time. It's really good with just about any Umbra unit. Jack Strips is actually pretty nice as well, but let's see what we got going on here. Let's go for, I mean, this is really good, don't get me wrong, but getting the double Gorge ability on our champion, our champ should be just spiraling out of control. Now, we need a way to create morsels. I think we can totally do armor 10 here. I'm feeling good. It's always the boss that ruins my life. That's the only thing. So I'm looking at this, and you guys have haste. Right. So hold on. Hold the front door and everything associated with the front door. I think your Slay trigger gives you damage shield. Dude, that actually sucks. I don't like you right now. I don't like you very much at all. But I love that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think our next step is that right there. Why are you taking less? Oh, because you're just healing for... Okay, alright. It's fine. We basically just made more space for them to heal. So, I'm not... You do have a Slay trigger. Dude, this is a mess. This is a dang disaster. We can't even play a Train Steward there? Well, I hate to say it, dude, but I think straight up, we just play a Crucible extension up here so we can hopefully get a little stronger later. But yeah, it's a touch spicy early on. 5 damage to all enemy units. How about 5 damage to all enemy units? Even that's not gonna save us the damage we expect to be taking here. Like 10 damage to the front enemy unit? I don't know, man. I don't want to give you a Slay trigger, so I think we're just gonna let this one simmer. It's not that much damage. Alright, so I feel very confident saying something that I think is pretty obvious here. Haste blows. It's causing us all sorts of problems. I do like where our champ is at right here, but that's not enough. But I will say, with a single Morsel, it probably... it does something... We shouldn't have played those imps, dude. Like, playing those imps there was just not wise. But look at that, we lived. Wasn't even close. Alright, we get 2 for 1. We need the morsels faster. I would say we're good on imps, but some piercing damage is really good. And we need something that eats, and this is good enough. But we gotta be pretty quick here. We don't need to draw, or we don't need to get any more, Umbra units, but if we get the lifesteal unit, we might consider it. I mean, 2 morsel makers. What the heck is a magma morsel? Is that new? Probably not. Don't get me wrong, it's a touch spicy here, but I do stand by it. Now I'll start removing a couple of units. Trying to think is like, do we really need the extra HP? We might want the extra HP on you early just to make sure you don't die. But we gotta be insanely quick. So I'm realizing that there is a problem on this run. Haste plus units being stunned on the top floor creates a considerable issue. Just creates a genuine problem. So, I mean, I feel like we need you up here. I feel like you also do good stuff up here. But then it's like, what do you do with a Crucible Warden? I guess it's worth playing them. It is 20 extra damage at the front, which could pay pretty big dividends. But I'm like, I'm pretty... No. We're not quite dead. I know it looks bad. It's genuinely not great. You need the sauce here early. But it's not that bad. So we're not going to play you. I know it seems super busted right now. I'm pretty sure we're now dead. But there is a chance. Believe it or not. Why not? There is a chance. Now we've got some real synergies. You gotta live, which is a real issue for me. So I would say right out... Oh, but you're gonna have haste, dude. We'd love to do more than 13 damage to you early, is I guess the first thing I would say. But I genuinely don't think that's possible. So we're really generating essentially nothing here. Like, we just can't really do anything, because these... If we summon morsels down here, it doesn't matter, because they're not going to make it through the next floor. So I think we just kill you. And we're not going to redraw, so we're not going to get through our deck, so I think we just got to hope that our champ is there, you know, doing the dirty for us, and indeed they are. So we're still alive, amazingly, on 1 HP. Creates some issues for us, for sure. I think we're gonna skip. I think this deck, believe it or not, okay, this is very valuable, but believe it or not, I think this deck actually needs to be tightened up. Pyre health is like, it's compulsory. I wish it weren't, but we need to be able to take more than 1 damage on our Pyre. I think, believe it or not, that Umbra Stone for Trample is going to be our way to go. And if I could even just lower its cost, just to make sure we play it every time it when it shows up, even if it's early. I don't know if it's worth giving extra magic power here. I think we're just gonna send it. It's dangerous, don't get me wrong. You apply Dazed on Strike. Okay. Dazed is basically like we lose. Because we only have like a couple of units that do any attacking at all. But this is really strong early on here. These guys not living is also incredible for us. This is still really good, quite frankly. So capacity has no merit there, essentially. We really don't want you to daze, and it's like, it's so screwed up. Like, because of, I just gotta, hold on. You're definitely gonna die if we play you. So really, I mean, I kind of want to play Crucible Extension, but I think making sure one of you dies is pretty important. Maybe just getting this out of our deck. We run into serious problems right here. When our champ gets dazed, this is where things are gonna be extremely bad for us. There's really nothing we can do about it right here. So we want to play our good Crucible Warden. Yeah, the capacity still wouldn't have gotten you there, so I'm not sweating it too much. And I think we'll just play this up at the front. Like, the daze from the boss is just catastrophic. Thank God they moved. Vent can still do some great stuff for us here. You're not dying, which is really bad. That being said, I don't know what we're supposed to do about it. I think we definitely want this. And it's the same morsel, non-stop. You're not going to kill our pyre, which is wonderful news. You might as well just get it out there, honestly. And we can play you on this dead floor. This run is way harder than I gave it any credit for. But if we can make it through this boss, which I'll admit is kind of like a huge if right now. HP damage shield. I think I'll give you 1 extra damage shield, because what are you at right? 5 damage shield? That's really good. We'll kill you just because we don't want you doing 1 damage to our pyre. And we can't really... I mean, you can set up like a floor here, but the question is like, what's the point, right? I guess the point is you can get some morsels out of your hand and do something that way, but it's not really what we're looking for. So I was just going to say, you taking just about any damage is awesome. You getting trample and you getting piercing. Now we're getting up to something. It's amazing, like, as of right now, how well this actually works. I'm trying not to get too confident considering we have 8 pyre health. You knew this was coming. Energy, I don't think is an issue. We have too many dead draws in our deck. So capacity is mighty tempting as well. We just will never find the energy to play that, unfortunately. I think this is sadly a skip. We don't suffer for the amount of morsels we're creating. We're creating enough thanks to our doubled morsel maker. So I stand by this. I'm just going to be honest. We can't fit really any other units anywhere. So I certainly don't think we want to take 2. And I actually think we want draw, though it may seem insane. We have too many dead draws, and it's not even a choice. We need some pyre health. We have a lot of stuff we want to remove. The train stewards are definitely up there. Also, I hate to say it because this is kind of how I wanted to build the run, but all of the imps need to go. Lifesteal 2 is interesting, but it's not our problem. Our problem right now is we need to scale a little bit faster. Built-in trample... It's tough. This is the decision that will determine this run, I think. Now, monstrous is scary because of our capacity problem, admittedly. But as long as we can fit a morsel maker behind you, then it's okay. But if we get the crap floor, like if we get bad capacity floor on the top, this screws us. So sadly, I love the built-in trample to stop the bleeding early before we draw Umbra's Totem, or whatever it's called, Umbra's Tome. But I think we got to go for the double gorge value here, and I'll tell you, the double gorge is going to be insanely good. No thank you. But it's also going to come with the added cost of, you know, life's going to be kind of hard for a little bit at least. Okay, so we love it. We love this. You're not all that. You're just not all that. So I'm not. That's the wrong one to play. I'm not all that. Nice to get that extra 20 damage out there. The trample is like... The fact that we drew this so early is amazing. The gold, it's not that I don't care for it. It's more that the super gorges, and I don't know, maybe you don't need lifesteal because you're a damage unit. Okay, hold on. This is... Now we're cruising, dude. You, more than anything else, could probably benefit from some HP. In that case, let's give you the extra damage. And we're not really... Actually, now that I think about it, are we not getting a kill? No, we're not. F, dude. Okay, so we're going to take 5 damage. It's not that bad. Just accept, you're not getting many perfects here. Just to say the least. So we love what's going on here. It's very good stuff. We summon our first unit. We're going to get... That's huge. A draw. The draw is Vent. For 8, it's not that appealing, quite frankly. But if we could play it for 2... I think I'd be reasonably pleased. We'll just fit you over top here and then play some cards on our dead floor. Might as well make sure, I mean, the more damage you can take, the better, I suppose. 25, this isn't going to change anything. I think we'll just play it right here, unfortunately. We have 2 very good floors now. The main focus of this run at this point is going to be making our champion, oh, this is just a horrible drop, but making our champion scale fast enough to kill all enemies that show up. So we really want you to take the hit for us here. It's just a bad turn. Honestly, I'd like these guys to get out of my deck. Oh, we don't have enough. Okay. So you're gonna do another 8 actually. Finally, we got enough. I think. Do we have 2 Crucible extensions left? We only have 1. I think in that case, the Crucible extension does better work for us right here. But there really isn't anything worth playing here. It's kind of worth just getting the imps out of your deck, I suppose. We want to remove those as quickly as possible. So you're taking 135. It's honestly not bad. And what do you got here? We can play 3? That's actually really good. Should have done this in a different order for sure. 319 is enough damage, dude. It's enough to be pretty stoked. Haste is not to be trifled with. It's a considerable concern, but I mean, obviously we got you here. A second trample is kind of an interesting play, but I think the Shroud Mitosis works better for us here. Feast could have worked as well, I'll admit. Apart from that, again, every time we add a card, it bloats the deck. It bloats the deck with good stuff, but you can get full-on crab legs. You can get full-on crab legs. A multi-strike is tempting. Like, if we could get a multi-strike on our Crucible Collector, but then what would we dupe? Can't really think. We already have kind of what we want to dupe. We do want some removal. We can get removal from this shop regardless. Demon units get multi-strike 1. Okay, cool. I mean, units apparently have subtypes, but we certainly don't care about our Steward units. I mean, this is almost a skip for 25 gold. I'm just hoping maybe some of our units are actually demons. Purge a card, gain a card. I'm very happy to have some card removal. Did I chose... Oh, wait, you're a demon. You guys are demons, too. You're demons? You're demons? You have... Wait, they have all subtypes? Thank God that's what I took. Oh my God. Anyway, you're still gonna get yeeted. There's just no space for you. We'll take an Umbra card, please. I will take 1 extra Shroud Mitosis. I think it helps us circumvent capacity problems as long as we're not at the unit cap. I'll level with you. Now I'm like, dude, Quick is sick. Quick is sick. And then I'm like, Rage 7? It makes you quite strong. But it's like, do we expect you to get out there? I guess not. I mean, even you with Rage 7, believe it or not, I actually just like it just because, hoping we draw you, but just because it makes us more likely to stop the bleeding early on the top floor. But multi-strike, no. Multi-strike in and of itself is almost like a mini trample because we're not going to heavily overkill units as much. So it's a huge positive. Also, our champ has multi-strike, so I didn't read this right. They have all subtypes, dude. So really, it might not have mattered which one we took, because now that I think about it, I'm like, maybe all units are stewards as well. Hey, I'm not going to say we figured it out, because we didn't really figure it out. But what I will say is, thank God, we figured it out. Okay, so all of a sudden, I'm like way less perturbed by where we stand. You do have a Slay trigger, so I'm just gonna dump these right here, and then make sure I played it for 0. That's all right. We are a 92 by 2 unit now, which is really quite good. Probably don't need me to tell you that. You're already dead, so apparently there is a purpose to this floor. We got 2 spaces. Oh, dude. Dude. We can't fit... Oh, we can fit something up there. I don't know, man. Take one of these. You know what I'm going to say next. I'm gonna have you call me in the morning, ideally. You should die, and everything else, honestly, just get out of my deck. I'm starting to believe, dude. Now, it took maybe lucking into it, but I'm starting to believe. You know what? I think you belong down here now. And, oh my word, what do we got going on? What do we got going on down here? Something special. You are a sweeper. We got to be careful about the sweeping. We're looking for more shrouds to my toes, if possible. How dare you? I wouldn't mind more shrouds to my toes. We can't really play minions anywhere, so I think we'll just make sure you're toasted, and then we at least get... Oh, we got some shrouds to my toes. We're gonna give it to you, because the other unit is gonna... All the other units would get killed regardless, so just getting that extra HP sauce is extremely good. Pun absolutely not intended. And honestly, just give me the same thing. Just give me more HP here. And then Crucible... I mean, maybe we could Crucible you one more time. This is now insanely great, but I do feel like the champ, or the final boss could cause us some real problems. But even our Crucible Collector is just getting the job done here, which is kind of more than I expected, honestly. I do feel like we could use the Crucible extensions, but I guess I don't feel like we kind of have enough. You know? I feel like we don't have the energy base. The fights don't last long enough for it to be reliable for us, and so on and so forth. I think we're happy where we stand. I will say, removing Consume from an Umbra Stone. We got a 32 card deck. We draw essentially 7 per turn. You're gonna laugh. I don't think it's necessary, because I think by the time we draw the second one, like, the Crucible Collector just doesn't get that strong, you know, from an attack standpoint. It's normally doing, like, you know, somewhere in the vicinity of, like, under 50 damage, which is not enough to really be overkilling that front unit to begin with on a trample. Now, it would probably help stop the back line a little bit, but I kind of don't see it, honestly. What I do see is a cheaper Crucible extension, and then a reroll. I was just gonna say... A Crucible extension with holdover. I honestly, that's cute, but the Shroud Mitosis play is 10 times better. And I feel very confident in saying that. 10 times better. I would say maybe a zero-cost vent that consumes but does 20 is solid stuff. Alright, and now we gotta pay attention to this so-and-so. We got Looming Dark Shard and Shattering Dark Shard. We could ruin our deck by making everything expensive. Yeah, we gotta watch out for the Loomer. Okay, what are you? You are the Loomer. So we want to cast no spells up here, which is actually fine. We'll play you, and the other... I was just gonna say, the Morsel Maker will still fit. Now, you're gonna do some damage. I would say that's pretty much guaranteed. But the morsels are good eats. You definitely want this. Now down here we can give this and this without a doubt. Here's the thing. I mean, we're gonna hit you with one of those. Definitely the next best thing is to get another 2 Gorge triggers right there. Alright. So, at the top, they're not quite dying. We don't really care about what happens right there. And, oh, they are dying, actually, because it must have been an attack morsel. I think. Anyway, what morsel maker do we want for you? We want the good one. It would be nice to be able to play our other morsel maker back here, but it'll come around. Give it time. It'll come around. I'm just going to be straight up with you. More morsels is, like, super good. Actually, we can do both. Start here to get some kills. And then we want as much attack as possible. And we'll just dump you up here. Wait. When one of your units dies on this floor, I don't think it would do that. I don't think it would trigger it, but I'm kind of unwilling to risk it right now. Alright, so we can't incant on this floor, which is the scary part. Now, we probably should just be playing you instead of... I don't know. Maybe this is actually the right way to do it. It seems to be working out okay. So whenever we incant, we get problems here. You get Slay Rage too. I feel like I'm completely fine with that. We summoned a unit and got draw, which is exactly what we're looking for. Can we kill you? No. Okay. We have no shrouds to Mytos, which is, it hurts. It hurts a great deal. I mean, I guess we would just... No, because we don't want to play a spell down here. I guess we would just dump this trash. And then say, sadly, it sucks to see it go, but we got no targets for it. So we have our holdover Shroud Mitosis here, which is just insanely great. We'll summon you for the draw first. We don't need that super energy next turn. You're not an incanter, which is awesome. You are going to add 2 pieces of garbage to the start of our deck. But there's not a whole lot we can do about that. You're a freaking sweeper, dude. So I can't... you know what? I have to Shroud Mitos you. Because otherwise, anything I Mitos is going to get... is just going to make you stronger. So you know what? I don't know. Let's just do as much as we can down here. It's a huge damage shield buff. Thank God we got a bunch of draw. Go ahead. Honestly, we don't care for this. We have 9 energy, so that's kind of like your easy money play. You have to play so many Crucible extensions there. I think it makes way more sense to play it down here. Then you can get out there. We'll get draw. It's a vent that would actually do the job for us. I think we want to make sure you're getting as much HP as possible. You hurt us on incants, which is fine. We'll just make sure this gets out here, and then... Honestly, seems good to me, man. Seems good to me. You do have 17 damage shield. Pretty solid. But you're a sweeper, dude. But you know what? If we play a unit... That doesn't count, huh? I was like, if we play a unit, we're gonna get, draw. But sadly, are you an incanter? No, you're a harvester. I don't think we can swing it. So, I mean, I'm gonna play Shroud Mitosis just to get it out there. Oh, because these guys are it. I was like, these guys are not morsels, but they definitely are morsels. So we might as well hit you for 3 or something. I don't know, man. Clearly my brain is like very confused with the way that we're handling things here, but that's okay. We definitely want you down here, so you're doing some great stuff. And then we can't Shroud Mitos on the top, so we'll just Shroud Mitos right here instead, and no real reason or ability to play anything else, so... Alright, should be final wave now. Alright, 23 damage shield is going to get the job done. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, somehow, some way, we pulled ourselves out of this one. It's going to take a bit here, but... It's the value of having 16 damage shields, for sure. I don't know, man. This one feels very plausible to me now. Does do 180 damage. I think that... I don't take it too much, but yeah, that seems like a useful one for me right now. I'll be honest with you. I feel like very rarely do we find ourselves fishing for draw. Fishing for energy. I feel like capacity is where we want to be right now, and a little pyre health to just speed us along. Did I say capacity? I meant draw. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want the coins. You know why I'm not here. I don't dip my fries in the barbecue sauce. I feel like this might just be like purge card. And I'll level with you. I hate to do it. I'm like, what if... Because these are banner units, right? I'm like, what if we remove this one? So that we draw this one hopefully faster? These imps are also pure garbage for us. But we shouldn't mess with it, dude. Like that... Oh, no, not that one. Just get rid of an imp. Like, I'd like to get more removal, but it's fine as is. So we can't give you monstrous. We just got to give you this amazing gorge. And the gorge is incredible. Like, it's so good. Yeah, I was just gonna... Honestly, there's not much I could take here. If I could take anything that would not get our pyre killed, it's honestly probably restore all health when they move up, because this run is like in the upside down where nothing makes sense. Usually that's like one of the worst for us. So you guys just do so much damage I can't even play the Crucible Warden, which is horrible. But also, it is what it is. So you're going to give a damage shield, which actually seems very worth a Shroud My Toast to me. And I think for sure we got to give you the Trample. It sucks to not be able to play the Crucible Warden. I'm hoping we get some, like, piercing damage next turn. Honestly, everything's dying and we're not taking any damage, which doesn't make sense. But I will take it. So I think we like this. Oh, but we have to play a Morsel Maker. We actually are a little lighter on energy than I'd like to admit. I guess here's a question for you. Can we just make this work with just our champ up here? Is this is not our holdover Shroud My Toast? Because, like, I recognize playing this does work for us. But I'd rather just get the Morsel Maker out there, I think. But if I play you, you will die, of course. And then I won't even have the ability to do a Shroud My Toes. And it takes you a couple turns to get off. Phrasing. But... And we have another one coming. Phrasing. 140 by 2? So the energy is not what we wanted necessarily, / definitely. But either way, we're getting some meat on the potatoes here. And I think you just play this down here just to slow these guys down. You die anyway. Might as well dump the vent. Like, I think our champ is good enough because we drew Trample fast enough. And we stalled. And the stalling is kind of dangerous. But then look at that. Okay, we got our Morsel Maker out there regardless. Now, it's not to say we don't have some problems, to be clear. You do 10 damage. Honestly, I'm like... Just get enough units out there, and we can actually make that work, but... that if we draw Crucible Collector again quickly enough, there's some space here for you. You know what I mean? So again, I don't think Crucible Extension is going to do much for us here, but it's not necessarily unworth playing. This is definitely like a huge... I mean, if you vent for 2, you're going to be pretty happy. So I almost wonder if you don't just Impalate, vent for 2. You lived, huh? Yeah, we kind of did that super wrong, but... I think it's still substantially more than totally fine. So they're pogging. Consider that completely okay. You're already at the room limit. I'm not gonna make any more copies of anything. I suppose... Actually, were we out of... No, we weren't out of energy. We probably should have done a quick little... Mind Collapse. Alright, so you're doing amazing up here. I will say... I feel like getting you out there... And then a Shade Splitter... And probably like a Packed Morsels just work with me here. Let's get you as much damage shield as possible early on here. And then this is the damage shield one, so we're going to Shroud My Toes that. Impalate now does 300 damage. That's pretty good. This seems fine. We got up to 16 damage shield already. Now, you're only taking 224 damage. That's on the low side. We are not going to get any more cells, which is scary. I think we have to... I mean, that's great, don't get me wrong, but I think it's more valuable to vent for 3, just to make sure those units at the back die. And now you're taking 1,000 damage from this unit that we only summoned, like, a second ago. So, I'm feeling pretty good. Dude, I am actually feeling like this could be the one. Don't let the final boss ice me again, dude. I do love doing 600 damage times 2. That's pretty solid. I think we got some very good Some very good morsel, or some very good relics on this one. Dude, honestly, we love an engine upgrade. It's like the perfect run for an engine upgrade. You just put the engine upgrade on the middle, and you care not for the fact that it lowers the capacity, because it doesn't matter to us at all. This is like a perfect area for us right here. I don't know if we're going to need Pyre Health anymore, but, you know, there's a... Where there's a will, there's a way. Get these imps out of my deck. There's something about that, right? Like... Something like that. It just kind of hits the spot. I think the mine collapses have been pretty bad. I don't know. You know what? Oh, we couldn't have bought anything here anyway. Don't even sweat that. Seraph the Temperament. She removes buffs and debuffs? No, sap 3? That's not that bad. Although the sap, it can erode. But I think our Gorge will outpace it. I actually think if we draw our units, we have a good chance. The top floor is fricked, and I hate it. But we know we gotta start like this. Okay, that's fine. The thing is, like, what's better? Morsel Maker or Shroud Mitosis? Is actually, like, I think getting an early Shroud Mitosis, especially when you consider the cost, is worth more than playing the Morsel Maker. I hate that we drew both of the Morsel Makers on the same turn, but that's fine. Okay, so you're 138 by 2. You're gonna live, but we can play this for 0 and get out in front of it regardless. I hate that... Honestly, here's what you do, and I know this seems insane. Oh wait, you're a consume. That's great. I think we play our trash Crucible Warden first for draw. I would like our Crucible Warden to live. And they are going to live, which is insane. I'm gonna play the other, because you're all minions, right? Can I? Oh my god, really? Hold on, hold on. I don't know how this is gonna work. But you're minions. That's all right. We can wait for it. I'm willing to wait for this one. I think it's going to be worth it. I will admit I have no idea what's going on at all. But I think it's going to be good. Okay, we want you to have as much HP as possible. Honestly, I guess maybe we would like you to have a Crucible extension up here for once. And then all the garbage, please get out of my deck. How you doing up here? You know what? Keep it moving. I feel like... I expect, because they're all morsels. Oh, but I guess a morsel can't eat a morsel? I don't know, man. It's weird. I'm not that upset, like, it's actually... It's not good, to be clear, but it doesn't seem that bad. And our champ is just killing it. I feel like that's extremely good. As is that. Okay, sure. What do we want? Lifesteal? Not really. I mean, I guess we'll take... Some lifesteal wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, I suppose, but you're not taking very much damage. But why not? And then you know what? You might as well Shroud my toes just to shield yourself from potential strife in the future. I'll be the first to admit I don't really know what's happening on this run. But we are doing a thing. And it seems to be going pretty well. I can vent. If I can vent for 3, I'd be happy. I think I can definitely vent for 3. We're going to have a lot of energy next turn. I do kind of want to create more copies of these guys, even though they're not doing anything. But we have that holdover for next turn, I guess, if we need it. Our champ is doing 1,200 damage. And taking 0 for some reason. I don't know why, but... Like, we're not quick. I don't understand why we're taking... I guess because we're just overhealing through the damage. Oh, this time we have lifesteal, so that does change it for sure. But, I mean, do we want a morsel maker now? We can actually fit a morsel maker. I mean, we could put 2 morsel makers up there, I suppose, but we can fit a morsel maker and then do that, and we'll get a few turns of that for sure. Impalate is doing good work. I don't know, man, like, why not, I suppose, is the question that springs to mind. I don't see how we could lose now. And it's a dangerous line of rhetoric, because we've run into this a couple of times in the past, but I genuinely don't see how we could lose now. It just seems inconceivable. I don't even know what's going on down there. I'm not even gonna, like, waste my time thinking about what's going on that bottom floor. Final wave. Okay, you've already taken like 1,000, which is pretty good. Now you're taking 168. You're gonna live for a while. It's really hard. I mean, I think you Shroud My Toes for HP, which is gonna do some wonders for you. Then you're pretty much capped here. I think you might as well just Shroud My Toes at the back. Now you're doing 1,100 damage. Like, that's not nothing, dude. I'm pretty sure we'll kill the boss in a single hit. By the way, this is gonna take forever. I mean, we're hitting at least 50 times to do 1,000 damage, so... Alright, now you're just dead, right? Okay, we've defeated a challenge. I told you it was going to happen, and it did. How about that? Catch me outside, how about that? For now, thanks for watching. I can't believe we've done this, especially considering we were on 1 pyre health for a long time there, or for longer than I'd like. Draw has come through to save the day. Hey, for now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!